What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And per usual, I have something new to say, but before we do that, please hit that like and subscribe button. Please don't forget to comment, and most importantly, tell anyone who's anyone about the show. Y'all know I'm trying to get the ratings up just a little bit. But today we're going to talk about the NBA Finals. The Warriors versus Celtics. It's pretty good, right? And the Warriors, hey, they won that chip. Now, the Celtics, to be fair, they are the most winningest program, the winningest team in NBA history with 17. I don't count that bubble BS that the Lakers won. In fact, we won this. All right, this is what we got. But the Warriors, well, they got something little on the lines of this, right? That's what they got. They got, oh my baby, I love you so much. Oh, what'd you say? Let's move on. So we gonna talk to y'all about the finals. When I say we, I mean a couple of fellas that I got on the show. So stay tuned, and I know you'll enjoy it. I know you'll love it. Almost as much as I love this. What did you say? We gotta go. I'm gonna let y'all watch the show.
As you can see, we got a couple folk on the screen here. We got my man Reese, we got Ray, we got Ryan, we got Freddie, and we will see Jordan at some point in time. So stay tuned. Not Michael though. Not Michael. I'm not gonna hoax y'all like that. But fellas, how we doing? How we doing? We're gonna start in alphabetical order. By the way, that's the name of the game. So Freddie, we'll get it rolling with you.
Yeah, what's up, man? What's going on?
How's everything going? Plug yourself in real quick.
Yep. Nah, I can't complain. Leave it to me sports segments. Of course, Trey, me and him, we ran some segments together back in the day with our Cleaning Crew podcast. This is my buddy right here from back in college, on the court, and just, of course, in debate. So always loving when he hits me up to have some of these debates, man. Always some great basketball talk. We each give our own opinion of things. Most times we don't agree, but that's the best part about it, man, to be able to have a healthy debate about the world of sports. So,
Indeed. All right, Jordan. I told y'all it's not Mike though. So again, not false advertising. He get a bucket though. He get a bucket on the product. He like the mid range though. He like the mid range. Jordan, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, bro.
Hey, so I'm Jordan. I get everybody in here a bucket. First and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Sixers fan, sadly. Here kind of rocking with Trey. To see here, you know what I'm saying? Have a good conversation about some ball. Talk about some hoops.
All right, bet. Ray, we got you next.
Hold on, man. It's Ray J, the sports reporter without pay. Y'all can catch me on Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. I don't need no long intro, bro. I'm ready to talk.
All right. Reese.
I love the energy.
Yes, sir. Reese. Call me Reese, sports enthusiast, ready to get it popping. Let's go.
Hey, Ryan, save the best for last. Come on, Mr. ESPN. Or we got to distinguish the Ray went to ESPN as well. So, we got to distinguish.
Hey, Ryan Jones, man, Raw Mind Sports. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, podcast players, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Pretty much you can find me anywhere. You check me out. Go to Linktree, link in my bio, Raw Mind Sports on Instagram. And they pretty much show you everything that I'm doing. Raw Mind, Raw Thoughts on the way.
Bad. So, fellas, we're going to jump right on into it, right? The NBA Finals, it just happened. Some of us were happy. I put some money on FanDuel, so I appreciate them. Some of us might not have been,
And some of us might have been at home, so it's...
I know you were at home. We all were at home, Reese. Come on now. Like, you ain't got to... They all know you don't play in the league. Like, let's do that. Come on, we good. But what was y'all biggest takeaway of the NBA Finals? Freddie, we're going to start with you.
My biggest takeaway was, honestly, it was more so about Golden State than Boston. Realistically, I think with Boston, man, they ran out of gas more so than anything. You figure they had back-to-back Game 7s against some tough competition. So for mine, it was more so about Golden State, man. I was very impressed with Steph Curry, who, I've always been tough on Steph. But I've also been paying attention to over the past couple of years. He added that muscle that, he elevated his game as well to where he wasn't just settling for that three ball. He was getting to the hoop, man. He was getting those switches with Robert Williams, and he wasn't settling for those wild threes in crunch time. He was getting downhill and getting to the hoop. He was being guarded physical, double teamed as he always did. Usually we'll see him wear down. Him adding that muscle one has helped his game exponentially. On defense as well. I mean, I never thought he was a terrible defender. But I just thought he wasn't physically capable of standing in front of a super strong athletic guard. Now you have him 20, 30 pounds. It looks 20 or 30 pounds. Let me not over exaggerate.
He
looks 20 or 30 pounds heavier out there. But he's stronger, though, a lot stronger, and it's very apparent. Now he's able to sit down and defend, keep guys in front of him. Now he's able to power through those double teams and being held and grabbed and still finish those shots late in games. So just Steph Curry's evolution over the past few years is really what I think stood out the most to me, because I didn't expect him to do this, man. He went off.
Okay. So we're giving love to Steph Curry for once. About that time. He always be trash. It's be annoying, bro. Jordan, what was your biggest takeaway at the finals?
My biggest takeaway is kind of in two parts. One, Steph Curry is that good. Bro is really an all-time talent. He's on the team. I mean, Andrew Wiggin's a great player, but not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Without the gravity that Steph Curry is pulling, Andrew Wiggin's not really having a great series, regardless of the defensive game. Being able to kind of play through Draymond's mistakes and whole nine. That was pretty incredible to watch. You know what I'm saying? What mistakes? I mean, 2 for 12. You know what I'm saying? Multiple turnovers tonight. I don't know. If we ask for what mistakes, there's a long list of that. But
that's not today's segment. That's another one. We can do that.
No, we can talk about that a whole another day, because we can devote a couple hours to that concept. But the other piece is Jayson Tatum might not be the best player of Boston. And I know it's a little early to be having this kind of conversation.
No, it ain't.
But in my opinion, based on looking at the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown's got the dog. Jayson Tatum is kind of just he's bigger. He has more of the skill wise, but in terms of greatness and making you have to guard him, putting you in bad situations, Jaylen Brown is that guy for that team. So I think if they really play more so towards Jaylen's game in that series, we could have seen it go 7. We potentially could have seen them win. I'm not sure, but it was very telling about Jayson Tatum's ability, in my opinion. And that's something.
Okay. I mean, I have told a couple of y'all, JB, he do remind me of Kobe a little bit. I'm not gonna say he's gonna have a better career like Kobe.
Kobe's crazy. It's a little late.
He got more of it. Again, just follow me, because again, JT is like T-Mac. But T-Mac had more talent. They were similar type players. Just for me, I think JB kind of give off that Kobe vibe a little bit more. Again, I think JT has the more talent to be the better player. Should be the better player. But again, in the finals, I don't know. It's intangibles. Freddie, I know you like that word, intangibles. Ray, what you got here for me, player? What was your biggest takeaway of the finals?
Well, my biggest takeaway is we saw the best player in the league do what the best player in the league do. I've been telling people, Steph, the best player in the league for quite some time now. Nothing happened. It's a real take. It's a real take.
Cool.
It's a real take,
bro.
7 minutes in right now. Yo.
We can discuss it for sure.
That's why we're here.
But so 2 things come to mind. One is this remind me of 2 other series that I can think of. It's that when youth meets experience, right? You think about the '95 series, Orlando versus Houston, and people go, "Oh, they just dominated." That's what happened when youth meets experience. You think about the 2012 finals, Miami versus young OKC. That's what happened when youth meets experience. And a lot of people are going to overreact, break up. First off, they was talking about breaking up Boston earlier this year, which I thought was stupid. Go check my YouTube when I said you never break Brown and Tatum up. You look at the landscape of the league. The hardest thing in the league to find is athletic long wings. That's how Golden State won in 15 with Klay, with Barnes, with Draymond, with Iggy, with Livingston. Then they rebuilt this team the same way. Jordan Poole, Klay, Otto Porter, Andrew Wiggins. That's how you win. That's how Phoenix was built last year. Bunch of
That's
long,
exactly
athletic
how
wings
Phoenix was built,
that can
right.
switch everything on defense, knock down threes around their star players. You got two of the best long, athletic wings in the league. And Tatum and Brett, you never break that up, right? But now I gotta address Mr. Jordan. That's my biggest thing. This is the biggest overreaction from Mr. Jordan and from a lot of fans that go, Tatum might not be the best player on the team. Since when? Like, we're going to look at one series, which happens to a lot of stars. This is like after 2011 when LeBron not the best player in the league because he had a bad final. This is like after 2016 acting like Steph unanimous MVP didn't happen because he had a bad final. We had Tragic Johnson. I done seen Mike shoot 6 for 19 in a closeout game in the finals. Players have bad moments. Players have bad games. Players have bad series. I'm sorry. Did Jayson Tatum not just go through KD, Giannis, and Jimmy Butler? First round, Jayson Tatum.
In on that real quick, though?
I just want to finish this point, then y'all can have at it.
Okay.
First round against, who was this against? This is against Brooklyn. Jayson Tatum, 30.7 assists, 5 rebounds. Jaylen Brown, 22 points, 5 and 4. Second round against the Heat. Jayson Tatum, 25, 8 and 6. Jaylen Brown, 24, 7 and 3. Eastern Conference Finals. Jayson Tatum, 28, 6 and 5. Jaylen Brown, 22, 7 and 4. He led the team the entire way to get there, including that epic Game 6 against Milwaukee when they needed it on the road where Giannis dropped 40 and he dropped 45. He has one bad series, reminiscent of Bron Finals, reminiscent of Steph Finals, reminiscent of Tragic Johnson, reminiscent of Shaq getting dusted off by King. It happens to the greatest. Kobe averaged 15 in his first finals. Bird averaged 15 in his first finals.
Come on now. 8 and 12. Come on.
Tatum not the best player on the team because he had a bad series. When they not even in that position, not for Jayson Tatum. If he don't drop that 45 in Game 6, we ain't talking about this, right? They don't get past Milwaukee. So I'm not gonna judge Tatum too harshly and say he not the best player on the team. People been wanting to put him in Brown. They not equally yoked, bro. Like it's Tatum and then it's Brown. Like I
think we all know that Tatum's better, but like JB is tough. You know what I'm saying? Like all right. Because he did technically say Mr. Jordan, so we're gonna let Jordan.
He said my name.
He did. That's the only
He said my name.
So you
have
know,
to respond.
Listen.
Try to keep it brief though, because we still got Reese and
absolutely.
Ryan.
Listen. My answer can be brief on this one. It's quick. Go ahead, Jordan.
15-second question. That's all. But,
so when it comes to Jaylen Brown versus Jayson Tatum, this is not a finals conversation that I have, right? So the series, I think, is just a little bit more of an example of it. When you watched Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown both play basketball, one of them plays with his head down, makes the defense adjust to him, and he takes what the defense gives. The other one shies away from contact, cries for calls a lot, takes a lot of unnecessary bad shots, and doesn't really utilize his size well in terms of being a dominant player. So when I'm talking about the two of them in terms of who's better, I'm speaking to who plays basketball better, right? We got a guy who is a 6'5" swing guard who is trying to dunk on everybody. And then I got a guy who's 6'10", 250 pounds, that's scared to take a left hand layup.
Not about to get
240, whatever you want to call it.
Them shoulders, Brian, but come on, 250.
No, I'm 240, so he can't be no less than 2.5. Listen, who is afraid to go to the rim, and when he does, it's off finesse moves, fades, and flows. As a 6'10" wing. So when I'm looking at these two dudes, who do I want to put my team in their hands? I'll put my team in the hands of the dog. So I'm looking at the dog versus the Jayson Tatum on this squad. That's why I'm saying one might be better than the other.
Hey, Trey, can I sneak in for like 2 seconds?
Yeah,
I just want to. Okay. So, I mean, I would say that Tatum has the higher upside, so to speak, but kind of to Jordan's point, Brown is that natural leader. He has more responsibility on the defensive end, night in, night out. I think just you can expect Brown to give you his 25 and 3 each night and guard the best player. Now, granted, Tatum this year stepped his defense up like crazy. You got to give Ime Udoka a lot of credit for that. But as far as saying there's no question to be had about Tatum being the best player on that team, throughout this playoffs, as many good games he's had, there's been a lot of times where he wasn't even the best player on his team. How many Horford games have we had? Grant Williams lost me so much money in that Game 7. We've had Derek White wilding out. Marcus Smart has been putting up 15 and They have so many players. That Boston team is a legit team. So, I mean, I just wanted to point that out because I think Tatum, when you talk about like LeBron having a bad series or bad games or whatever, or let's even say a Steph or a Harden, they have so many responsibilities to where if they play bad at any given moment, and Steph to a lesser degree, that their team has no way of winning. Bron, Harden more so, had to play good every single game. Tatum had so many subpar games, and they were still smoking people some games. So that's kind of my issue. I don't want to give Tatum too much credit yet because of what his other players, his role players, did throughout this entire playoffs. Is that fair? Or
Can I?
Reese, let me
Reese is a Boston fan.
No.
Yeah,
I'm loving this. I'm taking all this in. I'm loving this.
Go ahead. Is that fair, Reese? Like Reese and Ray, is that fair? And then Reese, go ahead and get going.
Facts. So look, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna respond to Freddie's first point about the fatigue. Back-to-back game sevens. Finals goes 6 games. You look at Jayson Tatum's total minutes at 983 minutes. Second place, we got JB at 920 minutes. You see what I'm saying? Nobody on the Warriors played more than 800 minutes the entire playoffs. So clearly fatigue right there is already something that's going to be something that stands out tremendously. But the next thing, obviously, youth versus experience. You know what I mean? I need the youth you can kind of lean on when it comes to your athleticism. You just have to have that dog, and you have to be willing to go get that. You know what I mean? I feel like with Ime being installed into the system, being the head coach, he has drilled making the right play into Jayson Tatum's head. Him being a younger player, I'm not saying that he's trying to please his coach, but what I would like to see from him in another playoff series is instead of focused on making the right play, that just needs to become second nature for him, but it also needs to become second thought. He needs to be able to go get his and just know and just always read and react. And I feel like he did a great job doing that. I mean, was 25 and 5 throughout the playoffs and the finals. I mean, that's what you want from your number one option. Now, do I think that JB some nights has to take that mantle? I mean, that's clear. We talking about bets. I'm betting JB first basket every game. Because I already know that he's the guy who sees in front of him, he know he can't guard him. You know what I mean? So that's why my hottest take, I think, as a Celtics fan, when I think about that Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum comparison, you could think about Kawhi and PG over there in the West. But I think, to kind of go back in history, we could think about Jordan and Scotty. But I'm looking at JT as more of that Scotty role, being that facilitator. Now, I thought it was very interesting that you said that Jaylen Brown was the number one defender taking the toughest guys. I think Ime, as a coach, knew where to put Jayson Tatum in his length. For example, guarding Kyle Lowry down in those last 3 games.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And
good on Steph too, as a primary defender, yeah.
Facts. And so to be able to guard a PG like that, you got to be able to move them puppies. You know what I mean? It's nothing easy, especially with the way that Kyle Lowry plays. Not saying that he's a flop artist, but he knows how to get to where he wants to do every time. And so you just have to be more disciplined. And then speaking to that Steph Curry point about him playing defense in the finals, I personally feel like once you get to the finals, referees know it's time to swallow that whistle. So do I think that Steph Curry played decent defense? I do. However, I have to say that it was a couple times we got Al Horford down on the post, and Al just got to go through him. And he looking for, just the same way Tatum did, he looking for calls from the referees. This is the finals, my guy. You got a 6'3" guard on you. You're not getting nothing like that. Just like how Julius Randle cried all season about how he never got foul calls. When you're 6'9", 250, you know what I mean? The referees, they fight through that. If you want to be that guy, you got to fight through those type of things, man. But I mean, in all, I think it's clear, and I feel like we're going to see a clear paradigm shift. And y'all mentioned not being able to find two-way wings. I personally feel like that's all everybody's going to be going for in the free agency now. Because even with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Jordan Poole giving you that 40%, you know what I mean, from the three-point line, Andrew Wiggins, I'm hesitant to say finals MVP, but when you take the first option and you take him out of the game the way he did, now you can't deny 40 and 10 from Steph Curry, though. And I personally feel like he should have got the first finals MVP, and he earned this one as well. But, kind of going on that Iggy rule. I mean, you take out the first option.
We love Iggy, though. We love Iggy. We love Iggy.
But think about it like this. I mean, back in 2011, Sean Marion won winning Finals MVP for Garden Bron.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Rick Carlisle did a great job that year running zones, throwing different looks at the Miami Heat that season. But I mean, it's
another, yeah.
Steph Curry definitely earned his, and it's just clear when you have the best player in the series. Kind of speaking to that Sun series, Luka was by bar none the best player in that series. When you have that, you look to that guy to do that. And so it's hard. And I personally feel like the gap, I mean, you calling Steph Curry the best player. I love that Celtics fan. That means I just lost to the best player. I could take that. Game 7, Jayson Tatum's only loss to Game 7 is to Bron. You know what I mean? He loses to the finals to the best shooter ever, maybe the best player in the league in 6, and Steph Curry. I mean, he's young. That's why we talked about youth and experience. I think it's a great point. Great points made.
All right, Ryan, I know you quiet over there, so I know you ready to go. What you got for me, Blair? What's your biggest take?
Just drunk my raw thoughts juice, man, because y'all been doing enough. So I'm about to get my time. Y'all sit back and enjoy the ride. So that being said, get a bucket, podcast. I'm going to give you my NBA Finals takeaway. That's what I'll say. I'm going to say it like this first and foremost. Steve Kerr is an amazing coach. People don't understand the significance of how he know how to put personnel together and things like that. By far, people keep thinking like he just got it handed from Mark Jackson. No, he didn't, man. He put a lot of pieces together that worked well for Steph to be, if y'all say, the best player in basketball. Because he don't have to have a lot of responsibility other than to score the basketball. That's one part. Young coach, young team. Boston going against a team who's been to the championship multiple times. So, multiple times. So, even though we're talking the greatness of Tatum, in which that's all I'm about to go to now. Can't take that away from Tatum, man. Tatum had a crazy playoff run. First in points, first in assists, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, youngest ever to get 600, 100, 100, beat KD, Giannis, and Jimmy. He dropped 46, 3-2, against the Bucks like Ray said earlier. Dropped 13-6 in the Finals debut. Won 2 Game 7s. Regardless of what he done, at the end of the day, from those stats always will and forever matter. One stat that always is key to me in the finals is that no matter what, Boston never took care of home. Except for in the Brooklyn series. They always got beat at home. People complain about the fans cussing and calling everything but a child of God. The fans didn't matter. They didn't teams were still whooping up on them the entire playoffs in Boston, outside the Brooklyn team. People talking about they call them. That's so disrespectful, but it don't matter. If you're gonna do that, you need to win. Your team needs to put up a show. They still didn't matter. They can never handle the moments at home to secure victories. When they had their lead against Golden State, that was the time to, or tie series when they beat them the first game. We knew they were going to win game 2, at least win 3 and 4, which we knew that was going to be hard. But that's my thing on that one part. Is them guys not, winning at home. But at the end of the day, let's be real. Raw thoughts here, raw thoughts. Tatum had an amazing playoff run. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the NBA Finals, all your stats go out the door. It's a moment-to-moment league, and there were certain moments that Tatum wasn't there. He wasn't available. I'm not saying he wasn't available, but Tatum, excuse me. It's a moment-to-moment league, and in the finals, I don't care if you're first in everything. When it's time for you to put up and try to will your team to victory, he didn't have that Steph juice. He didn't have what it took to lead them to win the series. And that's and going to those moments, not saying that, of course, Tatum still led the team in scoring. Tatum still is the number one option. I agree with that. What the guys were saying. It's just the point. With certain moments when you don't put up, people gonna always label you for the moment, and like guys were saying up here earlier, I think Ray said it, all the greats had bad games. But you still get labeled in those crucial moments. If you would have had a bad moment in round 1, nobody cares. When you have a bad moment in the finals, we all gonna talk about it. We're still gonna talk about it, but at the same time, we're gonna add stats. So with that being said, I cut it short. That was my raw thoughts.
All right. I gotta say though, that Boston home court advantage, I'm not saying this.
That Boston home court advantage is irrelevant. Man, you better go to the next topic, man.
No, hear me out though. I personally, you think about the three. I mean, we obviously swept Brooklyn, so we lost 2 games to Miami at home, 2 games to Milwaukee. Somebody can fact check me on that. But I think when you're playing the teams like Milwaukee and Miami, their number 1 players being Giannis and Jimmy, they want to win in Boston. They're going to sleep early and they're waking up even earlier, getting shots up. They want to go and they want to get a win in the TD Garden. And when you young, like we've been talking about,
you want to win. I think every player in the NBA wants to win, no matter if it's at the Charlotte Hornets. I'm just saying, players want to win. Players want to win. I think all players want to win.
I don't think everybody wants to win. Everybody want a dub, but do you really want to do what you need to do to get that dub?
So how many 40-point games do Giannis and Jimmy both have in the TD Garden, though? Them guys wanted to win. Steph Curry, Game 4, 43-10 in the TD Garden. It's really levels to that shit, man. When you're really that guy, you're going to get a win in Boston at least.
So that's my thing
with
with Tatum.
three-point shooter.
So context,
But you know,
context
Golden
matters,
State
right?
actually own their home court, even though you're talking about Boston. Outside
Well,
of that
that's a
first
different
game,
game.
they own home court.
Different
I'm
game.
talking like they lose a one game at home, and you're saying just Boston, like Golden State ain't on the other end. That's like a slap in the face to Golden State.
Are you comparing Golden State's arena to the TD Garden?
What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you got two teams that are champions, two teams that made it to the NBA Finals. One team was getting beat all playoffs. One team didn't lose a one game at home court this year in the playoffs. So I'm going to this year. I'm not going to overall. Of course, TD Garden is a place that everybody wants to play.
Can we give some
I love
credit
that.
to the Celtics journey though? 'Cause I think it was a little tougher than the Warriors.
Well, no, and even that though, I love that he said that he's not looking at the previous years, but then said a championship team in Boston and championship in Golden State. There was only one championship team on that court.
And go.
Yeah,
I know that. I mean, if I
That-
said it, and I made you misunderstand, I apologize. What I was saying is they both was in the NBA Finals, is what I'm saying. And both teams, pretty much, you had to play at either team, either court to win the championship. So I might have confused you on that. But anyway,
I mean, but one of them was a 3-time champion though. And
right,
then the
it's
other one
experience,
is,
right?
You know what I'm saying? The other one is,
140 playoff games for Al before making it. Isn't that what the
yeah,
number was?
the other squad is a 3 times conference runner-up, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and that Golden State home
look at
court
the two
advantage
squads.
ain't as crazy as y'all think it is either.
It's not, man.
The old arena, the Oracle, was the one that everybody kind of.
No, I know, I get
Nah,
that.
it's
I'm not
Chase,
saying it
not
like I'm not.
Chase.
Y'all going off a home court as in the fans. We're talking because y'all talking about basically going into TD Garden with those fans. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
talking
was
about this
biased.
off a home court advantage. I'm basically saying like both teams had a chance to play at home. One team just didn't lose but one game this year in the playoffs at home, and the other one team that was in the championship lost multiple games at home. So what I'm saying is we over here talking about TD Garden like it's somewhere scary and ooh and ah this year when teams really walked up in there like, no, this is my house. That's all I'm saying.
Can we bring facts up too though, real quick? I just want to chime into that. Who Golden State faced versus who
Talk about it, man.
Boston faced is a big difference.
What's the big difference?
Miami is a
What's the
championship.
Golden State play regardless
whoa.
of the East
What's
or
that?
West.
They played a young Mavs team. They played
The style of Golden State's
and they played a young
can be
Memphis team.
anybody East or West. It don't matter what
Wait,
conference
time
it
out.
is, because
Nah,
that style of play
That
is
has to matter.
Oh, are we saying healthy? Are you talking about healthy?
No, I need Freddie to finish that sentence about
Man,
Miami.
any
because I was a
moment,
little
Steph Curry
confused
can
by
give
it.
you 50 at any moment. Jimmy
Miami?
Butler, them guys you just named may give you
I just need him to finish that
a
sentence.
nice 35 or 40. But on a consistent basis, Klay Thompson and
Don't do that. Don't mention Klay Thompson. Don't say Klay Thompson.
Don't mention Klay Thompson. You really just lost everybody.
But I mean, look. So but I'm just saying. But we're saying like, hey, look, hey Trey, we talked about this too. So anyway, Game 6, Trey. You know, I'm not saying he gonna.
Klay Thompson.
How should I put it? I'm not
Hey,
saying.
hold on.
Hey, Freddie, can Freddie finish his point?
Yeah, I
want to hear Freddie finish articulating.
I want to hear Freddie.
I want to too. All I was saying is, you look at Milwaukee, you look at, obviously Brooklyn on conference. You look at Milwaukee, you look at Miami. Those two championship pedigree teams with a great organization. And if you ask me, Jimmy and Giannis were two of the top 5 players in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
You have that on your side. So those players are liable to go to your home and beat you. On the other side of who Golden State played, you got young bloods in Dallas who they overachieved, right? We got to call it what it is. And then you have Denver who shouldn't have even been there. I was out on Denver as soon as they made the playoffs. And then you had Memphis, who was a young team who struggled with a good up and coming Minnesota team. So Golden State had the advantage easily on their side of the court. Not knocking them for it.
How though?
It's not easy to go on.
Let Ray J get it. Let Ray J get it.
Let Ray J get it.
The league is built on the league is built on talent and star power, right?
Okay.
I mean, coaching matters. The role players matter.
Playoff
Then
basketball, we talking.
you go look at the history of champions, right? It's a reason LeBron was in 10 finals. It's a reason Kobe got 5. It's a reason Shaq got 4. It's a reason Magic got 5. Like, the great players win championships. You have your anomalies like the 04 Pistons and the 19 Raptors to a lesser degree, right? And the 11 probably Mavs. But for the the most part, your stars are the guys that's going to win. So when you look at what both guys went through, because I made a Facebook post about this, wasn't no easy pickings out here. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors went through the league MVP and Jokic. They went to John Morant. Because they got league MVP. Time out. The same things we can say about Denver and Memphis, right? I can make the same cases about the people Boston went through. If you're gonna say, hold on, listen. If you're gonna say,
well, Simmons, throw that out there. Kyrie was fast,
right?
and that's why I just want to throw that out.
I'm simply saying,
we look at love. And can we talk about the KD injury that he back from?
Oh, no, let Ray finish, though. I want to hear this. He said he made the same argument. We got to hear Ray.
Not necessarily the same. I'm simply saying that anybody that wants to, if you want to make a case for a team, if you want to try and diminish something the team accomplished, you can put whatever kind of asterisk you want to next to it, right? It's people that still talking about the 2020 being the bubble. The same Giannis that people crying for this year saying, oh, if Middleton was there, the same fans was just last year saying he wouldn't have won if Kyrie and Harden was healthy, right? We look at 2019 Golden State. We all believe if they healthy, they beat Toronto, right? We look at 16. People go Draymond suspension. 15. They go LeBron, Kyrie and Love. We can do this for every playoff. You can only go out and play the guys in front of you. Golden State went through Jokic, Ja, and Luka. 3 of the most talented guys in the league. Tatum went through Giannis, KD, and Jimmy Butler. 3 of the most talented guys in the league. What we doing here?
So Ray, and Ray, I like you, right? I like you a lot.
I like you too.
But listen, fucking that response too. But listen, we talking about the Dallas Mavericks. We're talking about a squad that has Luka Doncic and who the hell else? Like he has literally he's number 1 in shot quality produced for teammates, but his teammates are shooting 33% from the 3-point line on average.
Watch this.
So when we're talking about
Who's
that
the second
squad,
best player on Golden State this year?
Wiggins.
Gravity.
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 Hey,
so wait a minute.
am I allowed to cuss?
Reese been cussing the whole show.
All
Right here on this very show, right? Right here on this very show.
Just not two wrongs you was. Just not two wrongs you was.
All right, I'm trying to calm myself down. I like him.
We talked about
him
the
a lot.
finals, right? And it was Draymond Green and the litany of mistakes, right? Everybody was saying Draymond not the same Draymond. So let's not
I think that was
do the
a
Draymond
mistake,
thing, right?
yeah.
Let's not do the Draymond thing. When Andrew Wiggins was announced as a starter for the All-Star game, the whole world lost their mind. He don't belong, he ain't supposed to be there. Whole world lost their mind. And then Freddie's just gonna say, All-Star starter Andrew Wiggins. Don't do that. Let's not do that.
Well, no,
before,
we gotta give. No,
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying, okay, I'll put it to you this way. When we look at the history of the game, and I just talked about those champions, right? Not only stars, great all-time great duos win championships. Mike and Scotty, Kareem and Magic, Kobe and Shaq, LeBron and Wade. Okay. Andrew Wiggins is your number 2, and now we acting like Golden State loaded. Klay showed up the whole playoffs.
Matters, brother.
So
the second best player on the Pistons, though.
Context matters, though.
Lakers, like some.
We already acknowledged that the 04 Pistons are an anomaly.
Right.
They didn't even have
Context matters.
I mean,
Context matters for sure.
Wiggins was not your number 2. He was your number 2 in terms of production. Gravity is a factor. If I have Klay Thompson and Steph Curry.
Don't you do this about Klay Thompson?
Klay had some good games in that series.
I guess everybody makes the same
It doesn't matter how good Klay Thompson's games were.
Wait. So it does. Reese was just saying this. It doesn't matter how well Klay Thompson was playing. When you have Klay Thompson, who was one of the top 5 shooters of all time on your squad, it makes it easier for other people to get buckets. That's a fact.
Period.
You don't like the top 5 shooter thing. I tried to give him that argument a couple weeks back.
Top 3 all time.
Right.
Top 3 all time.
So we do expect our players to produce, though, right? We do expect players to produce, right?
For sure.
He's getting okay. We're talking about the number 1 and number 2 defense. One of them was the number 1 defense in the regular season. Like him talking about he has to produce. He's being.
So Jordan, here's the thing, and I get so tired of having to explain this to people. The Game 6, the clutch Klay stuff is all a myth, bro. He goes missing. Listen to me. He goes missing in the playoffs all the time, and nobody cares. Y'all think I'm lying? Go look up the 2015 NBA Finals and tell me what Klay Thompson did.
13 points per game.
Games
13
1 and 2
per game on 30% shooting.
Games 1 and 2, he dropped 21 and 34, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did he do games 3, 4, 5, and 6?
30%.
14, 9, 12, and 5. In game 6, with the series 2017 playoffs.
Ray,
Go look up the 2017
can't
playoffs.
context that.
Klay Thompson averaged 15 for an entire playoff run.
15 on 30%.
And nobody ever mentions
30%.
What year are you talking?
2017.
Okay.
15 for the whole
15,
playoff.
Iggy stepped in, and Iggy hopped in that starting lineup, and his numbers were
Right,
crazy.
right.
I mean, better than
That
what
number-
you expect. That got to take away from play.
15.
Wiggins was more so defensive. I mean, Iggy was more so defensively than
Look at Iggy numbers in that series.
Bro,
He didn't
I'm
win
not-
just because he locked up
Freddie,
LeBron.
Freddie,
He
Freddie,
contributed on
Freddie.
offense.
Freddie,
He
I didn't say
did.
a series. I said the duration of the playoffs. From the first round
Gotcha,
till they
okay.
raised the championship trophy, Klay averaged 15 in 2017.
But what Klay averaged this year? 20? That's
About
his-
16. About 16.
This year in the playoffs?
Yeah, go look.
20?
No, it ain't 20. It ain't 20.
All right.
So wait, are you denying the fact?
fact?
Are you denying the fact that gravity
No,
is more strongest force?
not at all. Not at all.
in the world.
Because I have to make that argument for Steph Curry all the time.
Because that's all I was saying.
No,
Gravity.
but I don't think gravity makes you the number. Like, I don't think it makes you the second best player, right? It's an intangible and it matters. That's like saying Kyle Korver, like he has gravity as well, right? Klay Thompson is a phenomenal all-time great
You
shooter.
compare Klay Thompson to Kyle.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's just
Hold
that's just
on.
really wrong.
I compare Klay Thompson to Kyle Korver based off your statement that we ain't talking about production, we talking about gravity, right?
Okay.
Basically, a guy who can shoot the ball, so you know
You
gotta
basically
still
saying
count
it don't
for him on
matter
the
if
floor.
Klay Thompson play well or
You
not.
gotta count for him. You gotta count for
No
him.
matter if he play well or not.
What I was saying,
No, that's not.
What was he giving you?
No.
So,
I'm gonna
Wait,
keep quick,
wait,
though.
wait,
It don't
wait.
matter what side
you
of the
can
fence the
play
Golden State Warriors play on.
19
They are the
in
most
16
difficult
games
team to
24.
guard because everybody gets open. They move they move well
Look at the
without the basketball to
movement.
get open shots. So like it don't matter. So basically what I'm saying is no matter if they play against Jimmy, Milwaukee, whoever, the Golden State Warriors ability, even when Steph had a bad game, find so many ways, like Steve Kerr, multiple ways to
No, you
score the
said it right.
basketball with
Thanks,
big
Steph
numbers.
Curry.
Hey,
No, I'm
look
gonna say
what
that's one part.
Memphis did to him, though.
But it's
Look
still
what Memphis
that's
did
still
to him.
Steve Kerr's offense though. So that's what I'm
Memphis
saying.
could possibly
Put that offense
beat
in.
Golden State 4-1 with their
I'm
defensive.
saying both. I'm gonna say both. It's Steve Kerr's offense because he created the offense.
Memphis could have beat Golden State 4-1.
People, of course, logically, he keeps saying
You
about
said
open because his
the team
ability to
that
go
lost
off.
4-2 and was down 2-1 before they star went out could have won 4-1. Is that what you
Go,
just said?
Memphis.
Yeah.
Look at the
How was they
game.
gonna do that? How was you gonna win 4-1 when you was down 2-1? How was that
Listen,
gonna
I got you. I got you here.
Arguing for Memphis is a
Ray.
crazy statement. I don't know.
One game, John missed a game winning layup, right? Game 2, I believe they actually lost almost double digits. Game 3, what happened? They're up by a lot of points and they blow it. Steph goes off and like 18 or something in the fourth quarter. They come back and win. They got smoked by about 50 or 60 points. They weren't in position in a lot of those games to actually beat Golden State, regardless if we want to give it acknowledgement or not. With or without Ja, they gave Golden State the toughest challenge that Golden State could have imagined with their defensive
But how do we just ignore the actual results though?
What I'm saying is this: look at the game, and it was a matter. It happens in football too. A matter of a few plays here or there. Memphis showed us that they could hang with Golden State. That wasn't by mistake. You beat a team by 50 without your best player. That's not by mistake. You go 20-something and what? They won like 80% of their games without Ja in the regular season. That wasn't a mistake. This team is good. They have a great coach. They have a great defensive game plan with a big that can close out on those shooters.
Hey, the irony, in 10 minutes ago, you was telling us how easy Golden State's path was, and now you're telling us how great Memphis is without Ja Morant. Imagine the irony in that.
No, it's no
you
irony
just made a
here.
long
No, it's no
soliloquy
irony here.
about how good they are, and they went 20-5 without Ja, and they beat Golden State by 50, and then said,
Zero irony here.
Easy.
Because that's my point. If Memphis was more of a poised team, more of a veteran team, they would have pulled those wins out. It's no irony.
If my uncle didn't have a penis, he'd be my
All
auntie.
right, come on.
Hey, and if my sister
Come on, man. We all watch basketball enough to know that experience matters.
It does, man.
Experience matters just enough.
Trey, and this is the last thing I say.
Early in the show, they just brought up Houston versus Orlando. They just brought up the veterans versus the young boys. OKC versus Miami. This is the same thing. If Memphis was more experienced, had more veterans on the squad, maybe an Iggy, ironically, right? They would have been able to hold those leads. They would have been able to come out on top in some of those games.
Man,
Right,
you know
I-
what?
I-
I believe
irony.
Wait,
Orlando was really close to
I'll
beating
say
Houston
this.
in '95, man. Orlando was
All right,
real close to
hey,
beating
look, I'll
Houston.
say
They lost
this.
Houston, but they were close.
This guy's crazy.
They were close.
Jay,
Lord, they
go
were close.
Memphis
That's
had a
crazy. I
shot.
watched those Memphis
They
games.
blew it,
Memphis
though.
had more leadership.
Memphis had a
there.
shot and they
From a
blew
veteran
it. It is
standpoint.
what it is. They home just like we all are. So I mean, you know, like, it was cool. Ja goes out. Like maybe if he stays in, you know, it could have shaken out something proper. Like they did beat their ass by 53 points. So I mean,
Without a
like anything's possible. It could have gone to a game 7. Who knows what would have happened? But I
Hey,
mean,
Trey.
it was a fun series. I just think personally, the Celtics had a tougher route than the Warriors.
I agree.
Hey, Trey, I know you about to move to the next subject, but I can tell because what my man had to give a caveat when he came on earlier, Freddie. He said, "Y'all know how I be, man, but I'm super impressed with Steph. He got down, and then spent the
Yeah.
next 20 minutes disregarding his whole championship.
No,
Memphis was
come
supposed
on,
to beat
man.
him.
Two things
His
can be
pass
true,
was
man.
whack. Clay's better than I'm saying. Oh boy, you can't help yourself. You
No,
can't help
man. Two
yourself.
things could be true, man. Two things could be true.
Experience and gravity.
Listen, I'm looking at the game.
That's
in
the playoff
totality.
for Golden
Two
State.
things could be true.
Heavy on gravity.
Hey,
Two
hey,
things can be
everybody,
true.
please remember this moment because I love the fact that y'all agree experience matters. You know, when you play people, age does, you know, factor in. So, Fred, we've had a discussion about the.
I know where you're going with that, man.
You already know where I'm going with it. So I'm glad you know about
Some
that.
players
That's
win a
a different
championship when they go to
topic.
their
Again,
first finals, though. Some
What's
players
that?
win championships in their first finals appearance.
Like
Some
Magic.
players play with Kareem. Some players play with Kareem.
I wasn't even talking about
Okay.
Magic because I
I'm saying
personally
Michael
think
Jordan.
Magic's whole legacy built on the line 1980. I say that all the time.
We gonna speed past it.
Hey, hold
Wait,
on.
wait, wait.
Uh-oh. Got a
Move
little
your
hot
head.
in the room.
I said, here's what I said. Bear with me.
Move your
Bear
head.
with me.
Who's that?
Now we went a little long on that first topic. So Ray,
It's a
I'm
Magic
glad you
fathead.
said something about Magic. Oh, my fault. I am so sorry. Real quick, my finals biggest takeaway. The finals does not need LeBron James like as much as people really think. This was really exciting. And look, that's no shade. Everyone's acting like, oh, we need this man in the finals. No, we don't. We just spent 40 minutes talking about everyone but him. But you know, I'm a Laker fan. Y'all know how it is, Toby. Anyways,
You a Brown hater.
it's not
For
a
sure.
not a
For
blonde.
sure.
It's just,
He's
I'm
like,
not-
he's
want to know
conflicted.
if that
It
is
is.
a fathead behind you. Is that a
conflicted.
Magic Johnson fathead? You just said that man legacy was on the block, and that's a Magic fathead behind you.
So
Bro, I
look,
can explain it whenever you want me to.
Hey, look. We're gonna do it like this.
All right, so look, we're gonna put a pause right there because we have another video that was part 1. So you know we're gonna talk about another part, the NBA top 10, and I'm not talking about for 2022. I'm talking about all time. So watch out for that video. It's coming up soon. But hey, my name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Take care.
Oh, I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I gotta go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. You know we get buckets around here, kid.